I got me a bag, it can't even fit up in my jeans. The niggas mad, prices back up on my teeth. The truck too fast, I didn't know if I made it down the street. In French, I we the team. 100 rolls up in a week. I made 100 right in that week. I just see shit, I cannot sleep.
Alright guys, we are here as the Parlay Princes. It's just me today, Max. It's a little early for Seb. We'll get him. I can't even say this week. There's no fights coming up on Saturday, so this week we'll probably just post some fight news stuff. We'll talk about the card coming up next week, but this is mainly talk about UFC 297. It was fun. There was a lot of moments where I was yelling at the TV, especially the prelims. Main card, not really so much, unfortunately. A lot of my tickets did pretty horrible. That's why I was betting a lot of $1, $2 stuff. My biggest ticket was $25. That was a 3-leg that did not hit at all, but that's life. And we're going to talk about the whole card from top to bottom. We're going to talk about our mistakes, some of the fighters' mistakes. Overall, I did enjoy the night. My friends enjoyed the night too. We had a little event here in my crib. A bunch of alcohol, a bunch of chips, a bunch of Twinkies, and it was a real man cave event, and we got it going. So let's talk about the card. I'm gonna be going off my phone here, so forgive me, but this is disgraceful. Looking at the strike numbers between my guy Gordon and Flick, you know, obviously we know that Flick won second round submission. 37 significant strikes to 3 on Flick. It is what it is. There was a fight that I was barely gonna bet on because it was the first fight. I refuse to go crazy on the first fight anymore. Just in case that doesn't hit, I don't want my night to be ruined. But overall, it was a fun fight, a little back and forth. You know, again, I had Gordon, wasn't too mad at it, only because it was fun. So we'll respect it, but Jesus Christ, Gordon. Next we have Jasudavicius and we have Cachoeira. Crazy one-sided fight, as we know. Personally, I had a money line Jasudavicius because I had no idea if that was going the distance, if it was going to be submission KO. I had both sides. I had her KO submission, then I had her points on some tickets too. We know how that outcome went, just crazy one-sided fight. Cachoeira just had no answer for the ground game. All due respect to her, she's still a dog though, because she was getting beat the fuck up. I enjoyed watching it just because my homie was betting it going the distance. I was betting it not going the distance. I think it was plus money for that. So we're sitting here just yelling at the screen for the opposite reasons. I think the ref had it going the distance 2 on a ticket because he was just like, I'm not stopping this shit at all. With like 50, 40 seconds left, ref finally stops it. There it is. There's the answer. Jasudavicius, super dominant. Cachoeira, I'm sorry. And lastly on that too, we'll talk about the strike numbers. Total strikes, Jasudavicius 326, Cachoeira 26. Damn, significant strikes are pretty low. I thought they'd be way higher. 93 on Jasudavicius, 24 on Cachoeira, 11 minutes, 25 seconds of control time for Jasudavicius. Crazy stuff. Yeah, next we have Lainesse. We have Patterson. Not much to say about this. I actually wasn't even looking at the screen when this happened. I had to go get my homie real quick and let him in. This ended so quickly, I had to watch it back a few times. Yeah, not much to say here. I had Lainesse KO. I had Lainesse money line. None of that happened, and here we are sitting upset. So on to the next one. Next we have Robertson, and we have Viana. This one pretty one-sided again. Viana threw a couple strikes, but it wasn't anything that really touched Robertson or affected her at all whatsoever. It was more the control time of Robertson that really just dominated the fight. Had like 17 options for submissions, and instead did ground and pound. So I guess we'll say finish it any way you can. I know a lot of us had submission tickets, so that hurt a little bit. I saw one guy out there, forget his name, but it was a $500 ticket, 3-leg parlay. His last thing he just needed was Robertson submission, and she got the KO. So I'm sorry to that guy. That one hurts. I would have cashed that bitch out, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one was a fucking scrap, and even though I again lost, I really enjoyed this fight. I hope they do it one more time just for the fuck of it. These guys are like brothers at this point for how many times they fought. We got Series City, we got Ramon Taveras, fucking dog fight. I personally had it City, but I could be biased on that just because my tickets really all had City on them. At first I was going to heavy Taveras, but then after that weight miss, I was like, I gotta go with my guy City on the KO. Still, it's one of those fights where even though my tickets don't hit, I'm just excited to see that shit, and I would watch that again. I literally watched it again the next morning just to see them like in the pocket and throwing and Taveras dipping. And at the end of the day, It was too hard to decide because I'm against damage winning fights because that doesn't make much sense. You know, if you're piecing someone up and then they break your nose, that doesn't mean that they should just win. But Taveras was throwing the heavier shots technically. He was dropping Sidey a few times. Like Sidey was going down on one leg. Great fight again. I'd watch that shit again. So good stuff, Taveras. On to the next one. Next we got Charles Jourdain and we got Sean Woodson. This one was a fun little stand-up battle. My tickets had Charles Jourdain, as you know. I think I had one or two Woodson just to sprinkle it on there, but Woodson's length and reach is going to be a problem going forward. He's just having fun in there, standing right outside the pocket and just throwing his little 1-2s in there. So I enjoyed watching the fight. I wish I got to see a little more of a war. I think Jourdain, I wish he knew he was down as much as he was. Maybe that third round he would have gone in there a little more aggressive. But overall, good fight. Sean Woodson, congratulations. Brad Katona and Garrett Armfield. This one hurt my soul because I've been riding the Brad Katona train for a hot minute now. Brad Katona points has been making me some money. This one, I had it Katona, but it was one of those fights where I didn't really care who you scored. Armfield did do his thing. Again, I wish Katona just put on a little more pressure and just secured the W like he did in that last fight. Good win for Armfield. Not upset about it. A lot of these fights were just fun to watch, to see for future bets who you should bet on, who you shouldn't bet on. So even though I only lost like $70, $80 this weekend, it was just good to see who to bet on in the future and who not to bet on. A little studying lesson. And we had this weekend take a little breather again. I don't know why they did a little break, but we get a little UFC break again this weekend, so we're going to just study up and make sure we can spank him again the next weekend. Yeah, next week I got Allen and we got Evloev. I don't know why Dana said he thought this was like a snooze fest. He said it was the most boring thing he's ever seen. I didn't see that shit. I personally enjoyed it. Those knees were legal in my opinion. The hand kept going up. I believe the rules, you really need to have like full pressure on the ground, like you're really there. You can't be doing that up and down dipping shit. So that's why I believe the knees were legal. I thought Allen won that fight, but again, so close that it's just like I can't be a judge at that point. I'm just there to sit back and watch. Proud of Allen. Evloev got the W. On to the next. Next we got Curtis, we got Marc-Andre. Good fight, stand-up battle. We knew that was going to happen. Two big guys just in there in the pocket, just throwing elbows, just really making it gritty. We all saw that coming for the most part. There could have been a KO in there, but I think a lot of us decided points, decision, it going the distance, which is what I put. All my tickets had Curtis because I was just saying, fuck it. Curtis and Strickland on the same card. They're excited to be there. Let's go heavy. Curtis, and that's what happened. Proud of him. Another dog fight, and on to the next. This one, I stormed out of the room. This one, Magny and Mike Malott. Wow. And we've seen that happen a few times. 10 seconds left. Somehow someone pulls it out the pocket. I think it was 15 seconds, something like that. Bro. And I'm not that upset about it because I'm just throwing Hail Marys out there, but I had a $1 ticket for 1,000, 4-leg parlay, everyone going decision. Up until this point, it's hitting. I just need Malott and I just need Plessis. Malott for plus 500, decision. 10 seconds left. Bink, 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 bink. Dunzo. It is what it is. Again, not too upset about it. I'm just throwing Hail Marys out there. For the most part, I was just getting spanked all night on FanDuel. So I'm like, just a little $1 ticket for 1,000. But if Malott won, that cash out could have probably been 400 or 500, you know. But it is what it is. And on to the next one. Malott, can't bet on him. Done. Next. Next we got a championship fight between Pennington and Silva. This one I did fall asleep for a little bit. Again, not their fault. Just a little too drunk at this point. I started laying down. I saw rounds 1 and 2 and rounds 5. I cannot judge this fight, obviously. A drunk judge doesn't work. But all my tickets did have Pennington for plus money. Because I said, fuck it, why not? From what I saw, Pennington was winning the fight. And let's see what the stats say. Oh my God. Total strikes, Pennington 265. Silva 96. Significant strikes. Oh yeah, she basically doubled her significant strikes, Pennington. Control time, 11.5 minutes for Pennington. 9 minutes for Silva. Good fight from what I saw. Can't judge this. I was drunk. Next we got my guy Sean Strickland, robbery, and we got Plessis. You know, I watched it back, and I gotta give it to to my guy Strickland. And just looking at the stats, he just dominated on him. I see how we got, you know, a good amount of takedowns on Plessis' side. I wish Sean shot just a couple more takedowns just to even that number out. But overall, I thought Sean just had a little more pressure at certain moments. And I thought that split rounds, which I believe was round 2, if I'm not mistaken, I kind of gave that to Sean. So close fight. I did have to watch it back because there were times when it was playing where I was just not paying attention. So after rewatching it, I gave it to my guy Sean. A lot of my tickets at the end of the day had Plessis just for the reason that I thought Sean was just dishing out too much energy. He was doing so much yelling. Plessis just sitting back like he's on a fucking yacht. Even at the press conference, he was not stressing it at all. And just in the standoff, he looked fucking massive. Just overall mass, he looked big compared to Strickland. So at the end of the day, I was going Plessis, but at the end of the day, I gave it to Sean, and Plessis won. So I don't know if I'm even mad at that because my bets would have hit. Yes, that's UFC 297. Overall, kind of weird card just as far as the judging, as far as the Canadian men just not showing out. They went 0 for 7, which is pretty terrifying. And the first time it was like 6-0. I do blame Drake. Drake pulled up with the curse. Cursed the whole arena. I made my friend a custom parlay. I'm like, don't put $100 on this, but this is a great ticket that's very safe. That ticket went 2 for 9. So overall, very scary weekend, and we'll be back. And that's it right there. We're the Parlay Princes. Again, rough weekend. I blame Drake. Let's get it.
I got me a bag, it can't even fit up in my jeans. The niggas mad, prices back up on my team. The truck too fast, I didn't know if I made it down the street. Get franchise with the team, 100 rolls up in a week. I made 100 right in that week, I just see shit I cannot sleep.